I hope we can negotiate. I hope we can negotiate our way back into that. But actually, John, excuse me. Excuse me, John. And I would just say to him and to everybody else who wants to see the impact of the vaccine, look at the faces of those who've had their first dose and how pleased they are to have had it and to be able to get that step closer to protection from this awful disease.
Let's do better.
Health Secretary, thank you for your time with us this morning.
It's very good to have me on. Thank you very much. Today, anybody over 30 can get your vaccine, so get out there and get your vaccine.
Government policy, Mr. Hancock. Are you worried about Dominic Cummings giving evidence today, Mr. Hancock?
It's been absolutely fantastic being here this morning with Matt Hancock. My second visit this week, actually, seeing some of the amazing work that the staff are doing here at the hospital in quite incredible circumstances, really. We've talked a little bit about the space capacity, etc.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's been good, hasn't it, to see the increase in space that there is because of the investment that we've put in, and also talk to the staff and some of the patients about what more is needed. And I just really hope that you can be that strong voice for Warrington in Parliament, making the case for the hospital and for everything else that's needed in Warrington.
Absolutely. It's one of my 6-point plans, along with Andy Carter in Warrington South, to carry on going forward for a new hospital for Warrington. So vote Wendy Maisie, Warrington North, on the 12th of December for the Conservatives.
I mean, just simple words there, reacting it. You're quite emotional by that.
Well, it's just, it's been, you know, it's been such a tough year for so many people, and there's William Shakespeare putting it so simply for everybody that, you know, we can get on with our lives.
I don't mind all of it except the opening bit about casual sex.
Okay, fine.
I haven't had casual sex with anybody.
Okay.
I fell in love with somebody.
Marcus Rashford. In April, there was some criticism of footballers' reluctance to take a pay cut while others were being furloughed. You said that as part of a news conference. You said they should do their bit. He has certainly done his. Round of applause for him. An embarrassing U-turn for the government by any measure.
I think it's just fantastic. I absolutely applaud what Marcus Rashford's been doing. And not only he's campaigned on this issue that he clearly feels very, very strongly about, but also he has himself directly been volunteering. I think it's absolutely terrific. And I pay tribute to him.
Yeah, Secretary of State, that wasn't my question. My point was that I was chatting to your colleague Grant Shapps this time yesterday, and he was saying, we're definitely not doing this, we're doing enough, sorry about that, gave me all the other money that you were giving to local government, but he said, this is not going to change. By lunchtime, you'd done a volte-face.
Righty-ho. Well, I'll tell you what happened. The Prime Minister talked to Daniel Rashford. He considered it and made his decision. I think it's terrific. I'm in favour of making sure we get as much support as possible to people who obviously, you know, that are in difficult circumstances, especially with coronavirus this summer. So I welcome the Prime Minister's decision, and I'm just really, I think that Marcus Rashford has done a great thing in the volunteering that he's done, and I think that he ran a great campaign. Just made it so clear in that video, just how it was so passionate.
Did you sack Matt Hancock? Sorry, if on your question about Mr. Hancock, the former Health Secretary, let me just go back to what I said many times, and I think I said on the floor of the House of Commons, which was that we read about, and I think you read about, we all read about the story concerning Mr. Hancock and CCTV and so forth on, I think, the Friday, and we had a new health secretary on the Saturday.
People say you were a contradiction.
Yeah.
What's your response to that? How do you receive all of that when this is what everyone says? This is not Steve Bartlett has said it for the first time.
No.
It's what the whole world is saying at you. This is the central thing.
Yeah.
And this is ultimately why you resigned.
That is my response. So I resigned because I broke the social distancing guidelines.
Yeah.
By then they weren't actually rules, they weren't the law, but that's not the point. The point is they were the guidelines that I'd been proposing. And, you know, that happened because I fell in love with somebody. And, you know, I've known Gina for more than half of my life, and we first actually worked together on student radio back in the Oxford days. And I brought her into the department to help with public communications in the same way we brought loads of brilliant people in who were experts in their field. And so we spent a lot of time together, ironically trying to, you know, get me to be able to communicate in a more emotionally intelligent way. And we fell in love. And, you know, that's something that was completely outside of my control. And I regret the pain that's caused, and the very, very, very public nature. You know, anybody who's been through this knows how difficult it is, how painful it is. Doing that in public is incredibly painful. And but you know, I fell in love with someone.
Mr. Speaker, the reform of social care has been ducked for decades because successive governments have put it in the too difficult box. So can I congratulate the Prime Minister for delivering on our commitments and his commitment? And can I ask him to ensure that as well as the money, we integrate properly the NHS with social care so that people can get the dignity that they deserve?
Thank you very much. I want to thank my right honourable friend, because he played a major part in the gestation of these policies, and he knows them intimately, he knows them well, and he's completely right, and he's been massively encouraging to the government over the course of the last few weeks. So what we will be doing is bringing forward a white paper on the integration, and of course this is going to be difficult, but it's got to be done.